Hi, welcome to SkyLyfe Cooks Edition.
Yeah.
I guess for now, until we come up with a better name. Today, Andrew and I are going to attempt to make fresh donuts using a recipe that Gordon Ramsay made, and we'll put a link in the description for the recipe if you're interested and for the video. Mm-hmm. So the first thing we're going to need to make is the dough. Yeah. We're going to need some bowls. So we'll show you. We got a little cheat sheet here with our ingredients. Yep. We got all our ingredients over here. We got flour, chocolate, eggs, yeast, milk,
hot chocolate powder,
whipping cream, salt, honey,
butter,
and of course, sugar, because you can't have donuts without sugar. All right, so first thing we're gonna do
is clear off this counter space.
Clear off all that counter space. We need more. First, we need to warm up some milk in this thing. We're gonna need 300 mils of milk. So we're gonna fill up this little cup here into the pan.
All right.
Gotta get those Gordon Ramsay references in as much as possible. Now we're gonna mix that in with a quarter cup of sugar. Use a dry cup for that, which I have. And look, that one even has a quarter cup on it. Bought this little bag of granulated sugar. Let me get that nice. We're gonna pour that in with the milk. Turn on the heat. Not too high because we don't want the milk to boil. Now, while we do that, we're gonna sieve our flour into this bowl. Sift. Yeah, that word, that English word, not the word I just made up. 5.5 cups of flour. Boom. All right, now we're gonna sieve that into that bowl. Perfect, a flour cloud, it's exactly what you need. I'm gonna sieve that flour.
This bowl's not very big.
It's not. That's the biggest bowl we got.
There.
Look at that little flour island right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that is nice.
All right, how's that milk coming along?
It is warming up slowly. I need to stir it. So I'm gonna stir up that milk with a spoon. Really, any spoon would do. I guess this will work. Not really a spoon, more of a ladle.
It's a spoon.
It's spoon-esque.
It's a spoon. It's just a big spoon.
It's a big old spoon. Want to stir that up. Make sure that sugar gets dissolved in there. Just stirring up that milk and that sugar. What we're gonna do with this is mix it into the yeast. We're gonna need 2 tablespoons.
These are just little beads.
We're not gonna use all of the milk. We're only gonna use like half of it.
Nope.
A little bit of a spill.
That's fine.
It's okay, don't worry about it. It happens.
The kitchen's a messy place. Cooking is a messy thing. But that's fine. That's why we have cleanup.
That's why we have cleanup crews, David.
All right, so we're gonna put in, what you said, about half of this?
About half of that into the yeast.
So Tyson, what's the other half being used for?
The other half, we're gonna melt some butter into, and then we're gonna mix that into the flour. All right, now we need to mix up that yeast. Well, I can smell that.
Yeah.
That's yeast smell right there. Oh yeah, that's good stuff right there. That smells amazing.
All right. All right, we have to let that sit for a while and activate.
While we wait for that to activate, we're gonna plop in some butter into that milk.
That milk.
We're gonna need to punch a hole in this little flour volcano here.
Oh yeah.
4 eggs.
Fine. So we're just plopping these right in here?
Not the whole egg though. We only want the yolk.
Only want the yolk. Yes, you're right.
Just separate that yolk from that nasty white part.
There.
Boom.
There's some white in there, but you know what?
There's some yolks.
We're good. All good?
We don't want to mix that in all the way yet. What we're gonna do, put in a bit of salt.
Probably good.
That's a pinch, I think. The trick for this is we don't want to overmix it. So I'm gonna need to put this down and start mixing this together.
All right, it's a team effort. Let's, I'll put it in as you stir. All right. You can always add a little bit more milk if we really need to soften it, but that should be good.
Let's get that yeast mixture in there. I'm pretty sure that's activated. Looks like
yeah, it's usually only a couple minutes you need, so that should be fine. Toss it in there. All right. This looks lovely.
Mixing up that dough.
I really feel like I'm gonna be doing it with my hands. You gotta get dirty sometimes. That's the kitchen. You gotta get into it, you know? Food's not gonna hurt you. Just get in there and
Just really mix it up.
That's what the experts don't tell you, is that you gotta mix it with your hands.
That's the real secret.
The real secret. That's where it all starts.
The dead skin cells really add to the flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely too dry, so I wanna grab some milk and
let's get some more milk up in there.
you gotta make sure your food knows who's boss, you know. Just gotta.
Oh yeah, that's on the money right there. Gonna sprinkle a little flour on this board.
All right. So we're just kneading this now?
Yeah. You remember his?
Like his folded in.
Folded in, push, folded in, push.
Yeah, that's looking a bit nicer now.
Oh yeah. Look at that. That is
that Christmas pudding.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So we're gonna plop that into that steel bowl there. Boom. And it's got flour on the inside. We put flour on the inside so that when the dough rises, it doesn't stick. We mixed up our dough. We got it all kneaded. We've got it in this bowl here with a little bit of flour. We're gonna let that dough rise for about an hour and a half. And now we're gonna move on to the ganache, the filling, the deliciousness. Oh, you know what else we need to do to that dough to actually let it rise properly?
Cover it.
Yep. Make sure that saran wrap's on there nice and tight.
Tight. Like a drum. Play a song on this.
Oh yeah. We are gonna play a song on this. It's a song of delicious food entering our tummies. Well, hopefully, as long as the recipe works. So we're gonna put in 2 cups of whipped cream. We're gonna make a heckin' huge amount of ganache.
All right. What do I? Hello. We're gonna cut that.
For the ganache, 2 cups of whipped cream. Boil the cream, and we need 2 to 4 tablespoons of honey for the one recipe. So we're looking at 3 to 6 tablespoons.
Wrong. I think we should do 6.
Think 6?
Yeah.
Right, let's do 6.
Let's do the halfway point.
Yeah. We're gonna let that boil up a bit. Now we need the chocolate and a half a cup of butter.
All right, how much of the chocolate are we using?
All of it.
All of it.
We're gonna want a bowl to mix this in. So we'll use this. And for the chocolate, to make it a little easier to deal with, we're gonna chop it up.
There you go.
Oh yeah. The trick is to use sharp knives.
Yep. Gotta get a hand. You gotta get a knife that feels right for you, and gotta get a nice heavy handle.
Oh yeah.
That feels good in your hand.
I friggin' love these knives.
Yeah.
Found them at Canadian Tire on sale. No product placement.
Never look back.
Now, remember, it's very, very important when you're cutting that you definitely put your finger under the blade. That's why they call it blood chocolate.
We here at SkyPyre are all about safety first.
Oh, I made a huge mess.
All right, we're at a light boil on the cream.
Okay, we're gonna mix
just
that.
toss what you have here so far. And we'll
Mix that into there, and we're also gonna need to melt some butter into there.
Yep. That's melting in nicely. Still really thin, but we don't have a whole lot of chocolate in there. Tyson, do we turn down the heat once it starts boiling?
Oh, you just poured, okay. That makes sense. I was gonna pour the chocolate, the mix into that, because that has to
Oh, that makes more sense, actually. All right, just put this out there, and then I'll pour this into there.
Yep.
Good.
Now that is nice looking.
Nice.
And this butter is just gonna make it even better.
It's gonna elevate it.
Oh yeah. Now, how much of that would you say is half a cup?
Why'd you pull the whole thing up? That nice and creamy. Look at that sheen. That is
That's delicious right there.
Yeah. All right, I would say that's pretty good. Don't have to worry about over mixing this. In fact, it should be.
It should be pretty well mixed. We want it to be nice and airy.
Yeah. Get the whisk in there. Yeah, the whisk helps just loosen it up a bit. Get some air in there. Nice and airy. Get a little bit of that.
Oh yeah.
That's elevated.
That's Now we're gonna put that in the fridge to cool down. Look at, it's not that easy to see, but look at that dough. It's already,
Oh yeah.
it's already rising so beautifully. Last thing we need to do to prep, not only is there chocolate on the inside of these bad boys, there's chocolate on the outside. We're gonna put some of this hot chocolate powder.
Because we're cheap and we couldn't find Ovaltine.
Because we couldn't find Ovaltine. So in here,
really doesn't matter how much we put. It's just
It's 50-50.
It's 50-50. So like however much we need. So we'll start with like. Actually, you know what? We should start. Let's just use this. We'll just do like half a cup of each.
Yeah, that works. Excellent. Into the bowl.
All right. Now we want to make sure that's nice and mixed.
Yep, I got this.
You got it.
I got mostly dry fingers.
I mean, I was gonna say you could just use a fork, but okay.
Well, no.
I guess you know what? You have the right to get your hands dirty too.
All right, so that's prepped. Now all we have to do is wait for the dough to rise. Have a look at that. That is a big heckin' dough.
The big baby. Perfect.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. It just deflates.
Roll it out. Nice and easy. We don't want to crush it. We don't want to squish it.
Let it roll out naturally.
Yeah, let it roll naturally.
We want it about 1.5 centimeters thick.
Yeah.
And get that dough, boom, like that, onto the cutting board. Now we're gonna cut little strips. So we wanna go about there. We're gonna cut these into little squares. Feel one of those, feel how fluffy that is.
Just a little pocket of air.
Just a little pocket of air, he says. We're just gonna place these onto the board. Give them a bit of space because they're gonna rise a bit more. We've waited for about half an hour to let our dough rise a bit more after we've cut it into the shapes.
Yep.
Now we're gonna work on the ganache. So we need to set up
nice little
bit of ganache.
maybe a bit thinner than we wanted, but I think it'll be fine.
I think it should be okay. We got this little Pyre bag. Pyre bag is set up. So now we're gonna spoon some of that goodness. So we can just kind of pour that into there. Look at that, nice and thick.
All right, that'll be good for now. We can top it off later if we need to.
Yeah,
Oh, no. Oh no, I gotta.
Oh no. All right, so we got the Pyre bag ready. We're gonna use the Pyre bag to fill the donuts once they're fried. Now, have a look at these donuts. Look at that, it is beautiful. It's nice and light and fluffy. Oh, it feels like nothing. It feels like literally
little
nothing.
Pocket of cloud.
Little pocket of air. We got hot oil. Do not touch the hot oil. And we're gonna put the donuts in to the oil. And just like that, it's frying already. Now the key is to not put too many donuts in the oil.
Oh, that's going a bit fast.
It is going a bit fast. So we're gonna turn down the heat on the oil a bit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start flipping those already.
Yeah. Flip that sucker.
All right.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That is a dark, they're a bit dark. That's okay.
Right,
this is just the first batch. Definitely heated up the oil.
Sound is stuff.
Too much. Too much, darling. Too much.
Yeah.
From this point on, it's a pretty straightforward assembly line process. Fry the donuts in the oil until they're golden brown and hollow on the inside. Once they've been fried, take them out of the oil and place them aside, then roll them in the coating. Once they've been coated, fill them with the ganache, and then set those aside for serving.
I was worried that the hot chocolate wouldn't work because it asked for malt chocolate,
Yeah.
which is Ovaltine, but we can't find any.
David? Oh yeah.
It worked out pretty well. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Andrew, what are you doing?
I'm refilling these because they weren't filled properly the first time.
I might have not filled them enough. So some learning lessons from this episode. Number one, don't turn the oil up too high. Don't get it too hot or you will burn your donuts real quick.
Lesson 2, when filling, gotta make sure you get the nozzle nice and deep into the middle, otherwise it just won't go anywhere. Woo!
Or you just keep pushing until the donut busts on the other side, and then you know it's full, for sure. So I mean, other than those two little things, I'd say that was a rousing success.
Yeah.
The donuts, they taste good.
Yeah.
They're not healthy at all.
That's
not even close to healthy.
That's how you did good.
Yeah. And we've got, I mean, well, maybe way too much ganache. We'll see what happens.
It's going down.
It's going down, but it's still a lot of ganache.
I wouldn't say these are as elegant as
definitely not as
Ramsay's,
clean
but,
as Gordon
you know
Ramsay's were.
I'm sure they taste just about as good.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely fantastic in my opinion. So I'd say that was a solid pass for having never fried anything before, really.
Yeah.
First time making dough, first time making donuts. And I'd say that was a rousing success. So tune in next time when we make something else.
It's more complicated.
Yeah, like
we don't know how to do.
Like what's the thing they always make in Hell's Kitchen? It's like a beef Wellington. That's what it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 We're not actually gonna make that.
Oh, really?